Today we're going to talk about self-limiting beliefs. I went to art school. Okay, anyways, do you see what this is? This is a self-limiting belief or a box. I consider them to be the same. Here's why this message is super, super important, especially if you have been living with a ton of self-limiting beliefs. Most of us are. Most of us are in this guy right here. We're in this box. A self-limiting belief is a story that you tell yourself, or one that you keep repeating to yourself based off of something someone said to you a long time ago. So like, think about it. If your teacher in high school was like, well, you're just gonna end up working at a gas station if you do that. Maybe your parents told you something that unfortunately wasn't very motivational. Coworkers or people you went to school with who maybe said things to you that made you feel like you couldn't do the thing that you wanted to do, or it would just be something they were projecting. And projections are things that people feel and have experienced themselves or have not experienced in themselves in their own lives, and they basically put that onto you, whether they notice it or not, whether they're aware or not. One day I was reading this book. It was called Ultimate Self Confidence. I will bring you the book, actually. Field trip, trying to show. Love that book. That's great. Okay. So this book right here, it's called Total Self-Confidence by Dr. Robert Anthony. Thank you, Dr. Robert Anthony. My dad had this book about a year ago. I read that book, and the very beginning of that book is all about self-limiting beliefs, putting yourself inside a box. Inside a box. Just think about it. And don't dwell on it, because if you've been in a box for a while, like I have, it's kind of upsetting to think about. So don't think about it too much, because we're not going to think about any of the time that we've quote unquote wasted. We're going to focus on how we're going to get out of this box and why you should. Because obviously, who wants to be in a box? Maybe cats. Okay, so that's a self-limiting belief, or a self-imposed box or block. Self-limiting beliefs, they can come from just about anybody. And the sad thing is, it can come from people who are like the closest to you. So it could come from your best friend, it could come from your parents, it could come from your siblings, whatever. A teacher maybe you looked up to, or don't anymore. Or someone you just think should not be giving you like discouraging statements. So it can come from anybody, but the beauty is you don't have to stay in it. So a self-limiting belief, again, is a self-imposed box that you put yourself in, or you keep yourself in, because all these people or whatever, or maybe something you watched one time, it basically changed and affected the way that you think. So you're basically trapped in here looking awfully sad, because obviously in this world you can only have this much money. Love is, always, oh, it's always heartbreak and sad, and that these are the only jobs that you could ever have, and that whatever else anybody has told you, but you believe these things to be true. Well, I'm here to tell you that all of this, it is not true. This is just what you are telling yourself to be true, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. That book that I read, it like changed my life. It changed my life because I realized that I was living in a world where I truly only thought, okay, I can only have this, this, and this. And that's just how it is. That's the way it is, Listen, if you're hanging out with people who are telling you that's just how it is and you could never have anything more, it's time to change your environment. Time to change your environment because, again, these things are literally all in your head, okay? Okay, well, we're gonna make them happy because at the end of this video, I hope it sort of helps you basically, but that's all behind you. That's in your head, that's in your mind. You don't need to think like that, guys. You really don't. I know it's hard because you've probably spent almost your whole life thinking these things, depending on who it came from, whatever, that your mindset changes everything. Your perspective changes everything. Everything. It changes everything. So, in that regard, time to change it. So if you've been if you've been living in a riveting living situation where you're not really happy, it's because you believe that you can only have this kind of job, that love only ends in heartbreak, and that you can only have so much money, whatever. Those things are going to feed into your life. It's going to feed into your beliefs. These things, very important to have, very important also to change these if that's how you feel on the inside. So when you change your beliefs, you will change your focus and your actions, on the plainest sense of things. So if you change your beliefs, your belief systems, what you believe, and I don't like to bring him up. I was going to say Kanye, but he's kind of canceled. I don't know. But listen, there is an aspect of delusion to this. Your beliefs often impact your focus and your actions. If you believe all of these things to be true, you're kind of just going to give up. Okay? Here, this is crazy. I'm going to do this. I definitely lost my train of thought, but if you notice the difference between a happy person and a sad person. This is totally off track for a second, but they have dreams and they go after them and they believe in themselves. Oh, they believe in themselves. Isn't that crazy? Believe in themselves. Ooh. And then this, guy over here is broken dreams, They had them, or I should say, this person right here had dreams, or they still do, but they basically gave up on them. And, well, that's what happened. Don't believe. They just don't believe. And that's sad. Listen, I guarantee you one thing is that why I brought up Kanye, because he's delusional as heck. And honestly, like, the guy believed he could literally do anything. There's like a clip of him like talking about how he was being interviewed. Oh, do you believe you could play for the NBA? And he said yes. And the guy like laughed at him. The interviewer laughed at him, and it's like, well, he believed. And there are studies on this that if you believe that you can do something before you can even do it, your chances of doing that thing and succeeding is far higher than someone who does not believe. Because think about it, if you don't believe you can even run a mile, I don't know. You may be able to do that because it's kind of easy, but like you're not going to run it as well as someone who's like, oh yeah, I could believe I could run that mile. I could easily do that. Yeah. And maybe that sounds cocky to you, but that's just someone believing in themselves and being confident, plain and simple. So if you want to be happy, it is not too late. I don't care who you are, who's watching this video, whatever. Like, you could be a friend, you could be a stranger, be old, young, wherever you are on this speck of a planet. I don't care. It's not too late. You can still go after your dreams. You literally can. The only reason that it's not happening is because of you. Oh, I'm sorry to say it. No, no, you can say all along, well, I don't have enough money. I don't think I could do it because I don't have this thing, and I don't listen. If you wanted to make it happen, you would. But maybe it's also because you don't believe in yourself. Self-limiting belief. I can't do it because I don't have money. I can't do this because I don't have this. I can't because I can't. And I would never be able to do that. I would never. If you've ever caught yourself saying that, it's time to change, guys. It's time to change. Time to start believing in yourself again. Start having hope. This changed my life. Like I said, that book, when I read that I was probably the biggest reason why I wasn't seeing and living life the way that I wanted to, is because I reduced myself to a life where I was like, I can only do these types of jobs because that's what I studied. Or staying in really bad relationships because I believed that at one point I was not worthy of anything better. I really was more focusing on the point that I was so used to only having that and only seeing that there wasn't anything better, which is not true. And at one point I broke this where, someone who told me I would never see a certain amount of money. I broke this by getting a job at a place that I don't work at anymore, and quite frankly, I didn't even enjoy it, but I made a lot of money. Yeah, but that's again a self-limiting belief because I remember this was actually one of the earliest ones I've had. This was imposed on me from someone who had a lack mindset, and I remember immediately being like, okay, what? Like, no, that's no. You're not going to tell me like what I can make and can't make. But I do remember thinking, even though that was so long ago, I remember it very clearly and being like, oh, just angry that someone would tell me that. Of course, at the time, I didn't realize that that was a projection. Now, looking back, I'm like, well, they didn't believe in it and they didn't ever get that amount of money because they didn't believe in it. It's sad. Do you think that Beyonce would have been Beyonce if Beyonce didn't believe in Beyonce? Or like Sabrina? Would she ever be Sabrina if she didn't believe in Sabrina? No, they believed that they could be whatever they set their mind to. So if you want to be a rock star, guys, if you want to be a rock star, you can. Okay? There is plenty of room for all of us. Like, I know you guys see people on TikTok like posting about their new songs that they made, and it was like so cool. Well, why not me? Why couldn't I do that? Why? That's a scarcity mindset. I will be making another video for that later, so please stick around because I will be talking about scarcity mindsets and lack. But self-limiting beliefs, again, like this will change your life. When you start believing in yourself, when you become your biggest cheerleader instead of your biggest bummer and your biggest downer and hater, your life will just change like that. It will. For a second, I want you to just take a moment of silence. Take that moment of silence, and I want you to just breathe and think about everything in your life that you were told that made you the way that you are now. It can be positive and negative. It doesn't have to all be like negative because we're not trying to focus on negatives here. We're trying to focus on positives and change and growth to be a better you. Think about those things. Just really think about them. Think about, like, this just came to my mind for some reason, but if someone ever told you that they didn't like your hair a certain way, did you stop wearing your hair like that forever? I hope not. But sometimes that happens. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I just thought about that, and that, like, it doesn't even really make me mad. It just kind of just like makes me feel icky because I'm like, yo, there's so many people in this world who just get told things that suck, and then you carry that forever. Well, this is what I'm trying to show you. Take that backpack off. It's heavy. It's heavy. It has a bunch of dumb rocks that people put in it over the years. Maybe you even put it in your own backpack for fear of not feeling worthy because just the compound interest of negative things that you've been told. So, anything that you want in this life is possible. And obviously, it isn't just going to appear out of nowhere, but It can happen with work, whatever it is you want to do. Because those thoughts are going to come up, those self limiting beliefs are going to pop up. They're going to pop up as you think about these, like this thing that you want to do, whether you want to be like a pop star. I don't care, guys. Dream big, dream bigger. If you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be president, if you want to be a master cake decorator or something, I don't know. I'm just spitting things out here. Or maybe you want to be the smartest mathematician in the world. I don't share that dream, but kudos to you if you want to do it. And that is why I believe there is space for everyone in this world. So, again, if another self limiting belief is there's no room for you, oh my gosh. Stella going crazy. Stella's my easel. She going crazy. She going crazy. I don't know if you can read this, but it says no room for you. If you believe that there is no room for you, then you're not even gonna try, right? You're not even gonna try. And that's just a tragedy. Because think of how many times you've thought of something and you've thought of doing something, and then you see the same thing out somewhere in a shop. Like, say you're an artist and you see someone that made art that you were like, I thought about that. Well, guess what? You didn't do it. So, and why didn't you do it? Because maybe you thought there was no room for you, or maybe you thought, I'll never be successful because I never do this and my art isn't good enough, or I'm not special enough. Like, oh my God. Those are all self limiting beliefs that maybe somebody put on you, or maybe you put on yourself. But, anyways, I just really wanted to focus on telling you guys what self limiting beliefs are, which is basically just, again, an idea or a story that you tell yourself or someone else has maybe commented on you before that make you think and believe certain things that affect your focus, what you focus on in this life, and what your actions are, like how you move. Again, all of this stuff, that affects your results and your life. So think about it. Maybe if you're living life right now and you're sitting and you're doing something, you're like, look around and you're like, I am not happy. Holy crap. Why is that? That's a whole other video too. But if it has to do with where you are, what you're doing, the life that you live, what would make it better? What things could you change to make it better? How could you make it better? Well, by one thing, you can change your beliefs. You can remove self limiting beliefs like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have enough money, or I can't do this because I am not talented enough, or oh, no one would ever look my way because of this thing, or oh, love always ends really, really tragically for me, or oh, just, I think there's just too many singers in this world, or oh, there's too many this. We can go on and on and on. But truth is, there's so many people on this planet, and there's so many different tastes. There's so many ways of being, yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Your self limiting beliefs are keeping you from a life fully lived, okay? And you literally can do whatever you want, okay? So, again, I know sometimes these also can resurface. These things can come back up often when you are reprogramming the way that you think. So let me explain. If you're walking around every day saying, "Oh, I'm like this and I'm like that," or "Oh, I don't have this much money," or "I'm always late to everything. I'm always late to everything," and I and people never look at me and people don't want to date me. Like whatever it is. Like if you're walking around like that, uh chances are the things you're saying are it's going to affect your life, and then not in a positive way if you're thinking like that. But if you change your beliefs and your self-limiting beliefs, you go, hey, you know what? No, it is possible that I could make this much money. Dream big, guys. You don't have to stay small. You don't have to play small. Not here. No, you don't. You can start saying, well, I am a very abundant person and I have a lot of opportunities coming, and I am a person who can get this money. First off, you need to tell yourself you can. Yes, you can, girl. Yes, I can. Or I guess you. Well, maybe if it's easier to say yes, you can first to yourself in the mirror. Yes, you can, girl. Yes, you can. Yes. You can get this much money. Yes, you can. Maybe you want to be movie star. Okay. Yes, you can. Yes. Yes, you can. You can 100% be a movie star. Yes, you can be incredibly wealthy in a dollar sense. You can also be abundant. Yes, I can have a beautiful life that's peaceful and calm and simple. It does not have to be chaotic all the time. My life can be peaceful and happy if I choose it. Love is amazing, and there's so much beautiful love in this world. Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can have all of this. If someone is telling you, "Oh no, you can't," for one example, you can't have it all. I hate that saying. I'm like, yes, you can, because also not everyone is gonna want everything. Everything. Yeah, I don't think so. You can have all that you want. And again, that is a belief. So we don't need to do the self limiting stuff. You can just have good beliefs, whatever you want. So, again, guys, please take the time to think about your life, think about everything in your life where a belief has affected you, and see like how you can dismantle that. Because after I read that book, I remember thinking, holy crap. Like my mind just exploded. And from then on, and around that time, I was doing a lot of work and focusing on how I could change my life to what I wanted it to be. And I just want to share this with you guys because I think that all of us have dreams and all of us have things that we want to do. Why not do them? Because, like, how do we lose when everyone is winning? When you start winning in your life, and when I say win, I just mean like you're living a happy life. And when you live a happy life, you want to do good for others. When you are happy, when you are in a mindset that has all these things, yes, you can, and yes, we can share it with others, you're going to go far. Okay? You're going to go far. You're going to be happier. You're going to own who you are, and you're going to be more confident. It all just starts with your beliefs. Yes, you can. So I hope this made sense. I know this, maybe this is like a slightly longer video than it needs to be. I am hoping to not edit it so much, but this is probably now edited by the time you're seeing this. So yeah, I hope this made sense. Please comment down below like the one of the worst self-limiting beliefs you've had, or some of the newest beliefs that you've put in your life. Like, ooh, I know and believe in the fact that I can get an incredibly high paying job if that's what you want. That life can be incredibly peaceful. Oh, or maybe you believe now that true love exists and that you don't need to give up on it because everyone else around you doesn't believe in it, or whatever it is. Like the belief doesn't have to be everybody's cup of tea. It just has to be a belief as long as you're, treating everyone with respect, staying in your lane, stuff like that. Please try this. Please do a little fun audit. Audits are not fun. Do what you want to do. Believe in yourself and literally don't give up, okay? Because you will see the change when you start believing in yourself. Everything will change. And again, you'll slip back into old beliefs sometimes, like, oh, no, I can't. No, 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 no. Just observe that you had the thought, forgive yourself, and say, no, I actually believe in all these things. And the more you do it, the stronger that'll get, the stronger your focus will get, and the better your actions will be aligned to the life and results that you want. It is like a fun little math equation, but it's easier said than done sometimes. But it's not if you believe that it's easy to change. Anyways, okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you. Please like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe. Stick around. I'm here because I want you to go after it. I want to go after it. We're all going after it. It's not a competition. We're all just trying to raise the frequency, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're happy, you're going to do more good for everyone else too. You will if you believe. Okay, thank you. I will talk to you later.